Hello dear friends, this is Marina and you're watching the weekly horoscope for the week between the 28th of August and the 3rd of September. Now this is the very end of the month, this is the beginning of September. This is also the last week when we have Mercury retrograde. So I believe that Mercury is actually the most important planet during this week because it changes the sign. While it is retrograde, it will move backwards from Virgo to Leo. Mercury retrograde also will make exact conjunction with Mars, and both Mercury and Mars will make trine, which is a positive aspect, with Uranus. Now this is a very interesting combination. Now let's start with Mercury retrograde. You know, guys, that this is the time when we should be careful with starting some new things. All kinds of complications are possible with information, with with some kind of communications, technical stuff, computers, the internet, all kinds of electronic systems are more vulnerable during this time. So first of all, we can expect, unfortunately, some kind of problems with that stuff. And as I said, we should avoid starting something which is really important for us and which is totally new. Now, on the other hand, if you would like to restart something which you had done previously, then Mercury retrograde can help you to do that. And especially after Mercury joins Mars, now this is in the second half of the week, and we can actually feel it after the 31st of September of August, the very last day of August, when Mercury will enter Leo. And the conjunction between Mercury and Mars is on the positive side. This is a transit that can make us really active. We can have lots of ideas and we may want to implement them on the moment, right now, and we can be very productive. But on the other hand, Mars Mercury joining together can make us more impatient when we communicate with others, especially in Leo. Leo is a very selfish sign. Well, don't take it personally, but sometimes you Leos can be very concentrated on your personal desires and unwilling to make compromises. Also, Leo is a sign which is not very good at listening to others, and that's why when Mercury is retrograde in Leo together with Mars, we may want to follow our own personal desires, and we might be unwilling to make compromises, to listen to others, to admit, for example, that we might be wrong, that we may need to wait a little bit. So just be careful how you communicate, and all kinds of stuff related with exchanging ideas with others. Just be more, try to have dialogue with other people. That's what can really help us. Now, on the other hand, Uranus is supporting this conjunction. Uranus is trining Mercury retrograde and Mars at the same time. And Uranus is the planet of innovations, of doing things differently, of being more eccentric, even if you want. So, well, you can have some very untraditional ideas, and they can be related with the past. For example, you can concentrate actually on something that you have started previously, or some idea that you had in the past. Now, the most important, of course, is where Mercury is transiting in your horoscope. That's the area of your life when you can have these old ideas restarted and charged with this desire to make things different. Now, Uranus and Mars is also an aspect which can make us more spontaneous, and we might be willing to take these actions to to do things differently. And this can be a very productive combination as well. So also we can say a few words about the moon days and basically the transit moon during all of these days during the week. Now we have the moon entering Sagittarius on Monday around noontime, and it will stay in Sagittarius on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. And this is a good time to, you know, focus more on, for example, things related with education, on traveling, on for example, your long-term goals, planning things, seeing the bigger picture. Also, this is a transit which can make us more positive and optimistic. Well, Wednesday it's a little bit different because the moon will join Saturn there, so it might be not so optimistic, but we can focus on the more practical things, you know, the more serious stuff, some obligations, some responsibilities, do more work. And after that, the moon will enter Capricorn. Basically, this is on, let me see, on Tuesday afternoon. Well, just a second. No, it's on Tuesday. Yeah, it's just on Tuesday and Friday. The moon is in Capricorn. Tuesday and Thursday and Friday. Gosh, this Mercury is killing me. Sorry. So Thursday and Friday, the moon is in Capricorn. So that's the time to do some serious work. That's the time to pay attention on your responsibilities, on your obligations for, well, some new important business projects or things that require, you know, being very focused, concentrated, and practical. Now, let me see. So on Sunday and basically from Saturday afternoon and Sunday, we have the moon in Aquarius, and that's a totally different situation. You know, the moon in Aquarius can help us to be, well, more open-minded, ready for some new ideas, inspired, willing to take some new actions, some new steps, and combine that with Uranus trining Mercury and Mars, and you can see how basically Uranus can have a very strong impact on us, Aquarius and Uranus, of course, combined. That's the time, you know, to be different than others, to try to do things like you would like to do them, and yeah, also doing things together with your friends, with some kind of, you know, community that you are part of. That all can be more beneficial. So these were the most important transits and aspects during this week. As I said, the last week of Mercury retrograde, so be careful, be patient. It's almost the end of this difficult transit. And next week we are starting things with more positive energy and ready to start the new plans and projects. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you next week again. Bye.